You're gonna have to have minimum range of motion, and all the range of motion actually comes from all the muscles that aren't working, like your hips and your calves. You know how to do that, right? That's how not to train traps. Here's how to actually train traps. Folks, the word traps has, I believe, 5 letters, if memory serves, but I brought 3 extra letters with me today, DLB. The one and only, holy shit.
I don't even train traps.
But she does do that.
Today, I will.
First time ever. Folks, a lot of people train traps wrong, and we have a lot of awesome tips for you to train traps more correctly. If you want bigger traps, which is gonna make you more of a man and more of a woman at the same time, figure that out. 3, 2, 1, join in for our traps video. All right, folks, so first let's talk about what the traps are and what they do. Good news, there are 3 parts of the trap, ma'am. So formal. We got lower traps, we got mid traps, and we have these upper traps here. Now, the awesome thing about the mid and lower traps, because you can think, oh snap, like I got all the work to do, I got to train all kinds of traps, there's 3 parts. It's like a test, I'm back in middle school, I don't know how to write, it's a bad dream. I thought there was only 1 part of the traps, there's 3, I don't remember the 3. Really good news, your rowing motions in your back training are going to unequivocally train your lower and middle traps so totally fine that you will almost never have to focus on them. There is a movement called the Kelso shrug. You can Google that if you're interested in weird exercises that will train those for you, but really rowing just kills them. So when we're talking about training traps, and for the rest of this video, really talking about upper traps. There's also another reason why we only want to train upper traps specifically. Because when you're in a nightclub and some guy sizes you up all wrong, he's not gonna fucking size your back of your back up mid traps. He can't see that shit. It's in that little, the cutoff you're wearing, but he's gonna see these bad boys. And if I'm in the club and I'm up to no good, I'm like, what's up, man?
I thought they were looking at my delts though. Like, so.
Well, delts are cool,
Yeah.
but here's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up. Delts are dope, but delts are kind of like, no offense, like a fuckboy muscle.
No.
Like you have big delts, they're all rounded. People are like, okay,
I'm sorry.
You're
I
at
know
the gym doing
this is your channel, but I totally disagree.
Okay, but that's okay. You can be wrong. And so I could agree with you, but we would both be wrong. And then they are sizing up your, okay, fine DLB.
No,
they're sizing up your
super
delts.
cool.
The delts set the width, right? But if you have no traps, you don't have that man shit.
I don't know,
You know what
how
I'm
to
saying?
do that.
Well, that's because you're not a man.
Yeah, okay.
Problem solved.
There.
So if you want to start becoming a man, I just say just fucking get big traps, which is to say after we record this video, watch it back, start training your traps a lot, and then after about 5 days, you'll be Tom Hardy.
Most muscular finally?
Oh yeah, in the mirror.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the upper traps are what we care about. And that brings me to my next point. So point number 2, people think the upper traps have only 1 function, but it turns out they have 2 major functions.
Function 1.
Function 1 is to elevate the scapula, but there's also the scapular rotation component that the traps do. So, ma'am, if you could please turn around. So if you just want to elevate really quick, yeah, okay, your traps are doing it. But there's also the levator scapulae muscles and all this other stuff that does all the pulling. The traps are also involved in tilting the scapulae up and back. So if you were to take your elbows and to raise them like this, you guys see that shit? Do that again, DLB, real quick. Boom. You guys see the traps are literally, just a couple more reps, are literally moving. Thank God you're jacked and lean, because this would be really difficult if you weren't. Those are trap functions. So through the magic of science and actually opening up an anatomy book, we are able to surmise that yes, shrugging is a big part of trap training, but it is by no means the only part of trap training. So now we're going to go through a couple of trap exercises and insights and ways of doing them that you may never have seen before, leaving your life empty and hopeless until now. But salvation has come. Big traps are going to be yours, mere days away. So write that note to your high school crush to finally give it to her, because when you show up with big traps, usually she just slams the door in your face.
She'll swoon now.
Yeah, or at least she'll slam the door and you'll trap into the door, and then you're into some legal trouble. But in any case, let's go train traps. You gotta show her.
Dear God.
What is it? Live by the sword, die by the sword. You make your name in fitness as a hardcore trainer. Deadlifts are on the menu.
I did powerlifting for a small stint of my life, and I will never go back. Props to all powerlifters out there. I can't. It's a weird phenomenon here. I think they need to check their floors.
Less than cooperative. Deadlifts. Deadlifts for traps. Why are we mentioning deadlifts? Because when you do deadlifts for your glutes, your hamstrings, depending on how you do them, your inner thighs, your lower back, your mid back, your upper back, it also involves living dog shit out of your traps. And so when you're doing deadlifts, you've already taken such a huge chunk out of your trap training that you might not have to do a ton of trap training on top of that. However, if you don't do deadlift, then you're going to have to do trap training significantly more if you want that Tom Hardy in prison look. Do you know who Tom Hardy is?
Yeah.
Do you look at him and wonder why you married Rob Bailey instead? Because
No.
I do all the time.
Why you married Rob Bailey?
You didn't know about that? Ancient history, girl. Don't worry. He doesn't still text me all the time.
Yeah. How was the divorce?
Every night. No divorce. We just decided to go our separate
Oh,
ways.
okay.
Technically, we're still legally married.
Oh.
So if he croaks before his due time, I'm coming for half your shit. So deadlifting for traps, I mean, you can deadlift kind of any way you want. It's going to hit the traps one way or another. So we're just going to demonstrate like really good deadlift technique, conventional, and there's a modified way to deadlift for traps. We're going to save that for stiff-legged deadlifts, which are also a big part of trap training. So for regular deadlifts, you're just going to get the bar close to yourself. Ideally, you would use Versa grips or something like that, so the grip's not a limiting factor. Tighten up your back so that your lower back is relatively straight. You can relax your arms. Arms are just hooks, and you just stand up and slowly, under control, touch gently and stand back up. And that's how you do a deadlift. And it's going to hit your traps. Now, really quick note before we have Miss Dana Lynn Bailey demonstrate these. Trap training, like almost every other muscle, benefits from volume. So if you want the biggest conversion for traps for the deadlift, higher reps and multiple sets are the way to go. Sets of 10 to 15, 4 or 5 sets. Will the rest of your body survive? Probably not. But if it can, you're going to have big ass traps. Dope? You want to do a couple deadlifts real quick?
Yeah.
All right, have at it. You got to get to it quick because it'll run away. So a really cool part about the deadlift is that it actually trains more or less the entire trap. When Dana's setting up and starting, you can see the vector of force. Is it okay if I touch you? Sorry, I already touched you and then I asked if it's okay. The vector of force is actually going through the mid traps here. And when she comes up, you're going to see the vector of force is going through the upper traps. So the deadlift actually takes care of kind of all of your traps. Go ahead and hit some reps there. Boom. So it starts at the bottom, mid traps, and then at the top, it's upper traps, which is really dope. And which is why if you deadlift enough for a long enough history of time, you're just going to have to get bigger traps. There's no way around it. And you get bigger glutes, you get a stronger core, you get bigger hamstrings. And to be honest, that's how you grow up to become a man.
Or a woman.
Or a very strong, muscular woman who doesn't take no for an answer. Even when men say no and they really mean it. But you're like, no, I'm taking it. All right, you're good. I'm just describing your college days, aren't I? Shut up and take it. Please, I have a family.
No means no.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever, kid. Next trap tip. You ready? Trap tips. That's like a late night cable access TV show. Trap tips with Dr. Mike.
Da-da-da.
Oh, there you go. The trap has 2 meanings. One is the trapezius muscle, and the other is a house inside of the inner city in which drugs are administered and sold to various residents of said city. Addictive drugs that are usually illegal, like crack and heroin and possibly powdered cocaine, but unlikely because it's expensive. The more you know. So,
Do you guys love these facts?
they hate them.
Oh.
All right, so stiff-legged deadlifts. You do them for big hamstrings. You do them for bigger glutes. Why do you do them?
Hamstrings.
There you go. But there is a way of doing stiff-legged deadlifts that extra hits your traps. And the thing is, stiff-legged deadlifts just hit your traps in general. A lot of it is because a stiff-legged deadlift is a very slow eccentric, and all of the reps and the sets are just going to take a lot of time. Your traps have to be active so that your shoulders don't fall off, so it's going to fuck you up. However, This version of stiff-legged deadlifts that we're gonna have you try is especially for the traps. It's gonna hit your hamstrings for sure. It actually sets you up in a good hamstring position, but it's bonus round trap stuff. So let me demonstrate, and then we'll have you do a little thank you. So typically, what you would do is you would set up for a stiff-legged deadlift with a relaxed posture, and you would cock your hips back, big tummy, knees back, and come up, normal. For the trap version of this, I never said it was gonna be fun. What you're going to do is push your chest out a ton, push your tummy out a bunch, push your back out a ton, and also elevate your traps the entire time. So you're shrugging the whole time. Shrug up.
Oh.
And what you're gonna find is, as you do more reps, you're gonna get so tired that over time, you're gonna start losing that position. If you start at the top with elevated scapulae and contracted traps, what that ends up doing is the entire stiff-legged deadlift motion screws up your hamstrings like it's supposed to, but also the entire time, try as you might, you're not gonna be able to keep it there the whole time. You're slowly performing an eccentric contraction. That maximum force at the top, pulling you apart, is insanely muscle growth promoting. It will fuck up your traps like you cannot believe. And I mean cannot believe, because it's not true. I'm making all the shit up. Guys, we ran out of content ideas. I don't even have a PhD.
So you're not even a doctor?
No.
He's not even a Dr. Mike. He's just Mike. God, all this time.
The whole time. All right, want to try it?
Yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh.
It looked really hard.
It's hard. Boom.
Okay.
Butt back, chest up. Keep that shrug, keep that shrug, keep that shrug, keep that shrug.
And then you just don't go as far, I guess.
Correct. And if they start slipping down, no big deal, but you want to resist as much as possible. And then slow on the way down, keep those traps up as if you're going to do another. And gently place it on the ground.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. My neck is very tense now.
Yeah.
Never done them.
You can't say that anymore. You just did.
I've done them once now. Holy shit.
That makes sense, yeah? Yeah. All right, let's see what else I have in my bag of tricks.
Oh my goodness. I can do that stuff. I like this.
Easy, we'll do a couple sets. Why am I bent over a bench? It could only be two things. The first thing it could be is my 780-pound dominatrix is mere minutes away and expects me to be ready for our weekly session.
You just ground and pound.
That's what she says.
I know.
I'm the ground in that case. The other reason is we're doing Y raises. Now, Y raises are a fine shoulder exercise, but they turn out to be an even better trap exercise, especially if done on an incline bench. Now, you can do these standing, you can do these on cables, you can do them underwater, but above water, weight tends to feel more real, you know? Have you ever tried lifting stuff underwater?
No.
It makes you feel cool because you feel
I've seen
strong.
it on Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks stupid.
Wow. Okay, DLB. Let's just take the negative energy down a little bit. I thought we were all about positivity. We're influencers. Isn't that what you are?
Nah.
Oh, what are you then?
DLB.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, DLB.
Just DLB.
I'm just me, bro. Get off me. All right. So, Y raises. You can have a couple different grips. You can do the thumbs up grip. I just prefer a regular conventional grip. And what you're going to want to do is come all the way up as high as your shoulders let you. Pause for a split second. Slowly control the eccentrics. I feel my traps just fucking sitting here. Fuck this.
I feel my traps
just existing.
just existing for sure.
So what you're going to do is come up and your body's going to look like the letter Y. Real hard exercise to remember. So up and up. Oh God, I feel my traps hurting. And up. I'm tired. Do you want to take over?
Sure.
All right. Remember, the traps are involved in rotating the scapula, and there's a lot of that going on in this exercise. Bonus, it's a halfway decent, not so great force curve delt exercise, but it will absolutely fry traps. Dana, way to get that top pause. That's awesome. The top pause, squeezing those traps really lets you connect to the muscle. And this is a great exercise to do before heavier trap training to kind of feel out your traps if you lack a little bit of a mind-muscle connection. Once they're pumped and you're kind of connected to the movement, it's gonna be easier to feel them on other exercises. Perfect, and rack and rest. Very good.
OMW, on my way to you. Good at what I do. I'm OMW.
Folks, good news. Earlier, DLB corrected me, accurately, I will say, by surmising that yes, while the traps do make you significantly masculine and intimidating in a dance club setting, the shoulders do a lot of the work. If you have big delts, motherfuckers, they're gonna be like this instead of like that.
I just think they look cool.
Yeah, and they do. And the good news is, one of the best ways to train traps is by training your shoulders. It turns out that when the scapulae are doing their thing during most lateral raises, the traps are heavily involved. And here's another piece of good news. A lot of people are trying to grow their delts, and they're like, yeah, man, I don't want my traps taking over. Why not, motherfucker? It's free trap training, and your delts are trained just the same, except the traps also help. However, one modification that gets your traps even more involved is if you elevate past that 90-degree line. So what we're gonna be doing is lateral raises, but you're gonna be doing with super ROM laterals. So instead of doing lateral raises to here, which is totally fine, you're going to do them all the way up to here and then slowly controlling that eccentric. And as soon as you get down, you go all the way up to here, slowly control, and you're gonna feel your traps instantly. And they're gonna dance and sing. They better dance and sing, or this whole video is canceled. All the way up sky high, yes! Perfect, just like that. Slow, and then up quick, and then slow.
Oh, I like those.
Yeah.
We could do 8 more sets of those.
All right.
Typically, how many like sets of stuff do you normally do? This was a question they got because like a lot of people are really big into like top sets now. Like you do like your warm-up sets and then you do like 1 or 2 top sets and move on. For me, even now, I do minimum of 4 sets of everything, even with warm-ups. I don't count warm-ups. When I was training for Olympia, it was like 6 sets of everything, like huge volume. But then like all these new methods, and not to say one's better than the other, but like what do you normally do? Do you do like top sets or like more volume sets?
It's a good
Like
question.
in one, like if I'm training shoulders, I'll do like 5 sets on lateral raises, but I'll probably do like 2 different lateral raises. So it's really like 10 sets just on laterals. I'll do like a press where there's like 5 or 6 sets of that. Fronts, 5 or 6, like everything's like minimum 4 sets.
So there's like a whole logical structure about deciding how many sets to do, and there's a couple kind of checklist items you can make. I always use the stupidest analogies that'll get us canceled, but forgive me in
love
advance.
that.
Yeah, it's also perverse. Imagine like doing the deed with someone, the act.
Okay,
And,
I'm picturing it.
Picturing it in my head.
I have it in my head.
Okay. And like you've got like 8 positions you want to hit, and you do like 20 seconds for each one. You're like, what are we doing here? Like you're just beginning to get in the groove, and you're like, okay, switch. You're like,
You're
is there,
like,
a
wait,
camera somewhere? Like, aren't we here to have fun?
No, this totally makes sense
Right?
now.
Right?
Yeah.
And so if the exercise is in that rep range you like, if your technique feels good and you still feel strong, I would say do as many sets as you have to until that next set feels like, oh, I need a change.
Okay.
Like I'm not connected
Yeah,
anymore.
I'm super intuitive. Like there's sometimes where something just feels so good.
Yes.
And I'll just keep doing it.
Yes, and if that, not only just that exercise, but if that weight feels good,
Yeah.
just keep going. So like if you have that, you know, like let's say you're doing leg press and you have like 315 on a machine and it's like sets of like, let's say 8 to 12. Like you could go down to 275 and do sets of 15 after a few sets. But if that last set of like 9 was just so fucking money, and you're like,
You
dude, that
just
heavy
stay
stimulus,
there.
fuck it, just keep going.
Yeah.
And what I don't like to see people do is like arbitrarily cut off a really good thing to go on to the next.
Because it's like, oh, I did my 2 sets.
Right.
Now move on. I
Right.
have to move on.
Right.
Okay.
And if it's like, look, you're doing 5 sets, and after a while, like, dude, I don't know what's going on anymore. I need to switch an exercise. Hey, awesome. Next exercise, no problem. But if things are still clicking and working, at the very worst, you could just reduce the weight to stay in that rep range you want. But even if the weight feels good and if the exercise feels good, I just say stay for as long. So when you're saying 6 sets, that's music to my ears. So I would say, yeah, anywhere between 2 to 7 sets per exercise is valid given the context. If you're doing 1 set and then moving on, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
You're really telling me that the next set would have been somehow like worse or something? And I think a lot of the top set stuff comes from really scientifically minded people that are really thinking through stuff.
Yeah, and I guess I always saw myself and was like, I'm just like bro science. I'm just literally just going off
For
my
sure.
body. But I guess
but
my
like that's not bro science. That's just using
Yeah.
intuition. Bro
Yeah.
science is you make shit up.
Yeah.
Right? You're like fucking fibers or fucking
Yeah,
cross
do
striated.
this
Like,
and this.
shut up. But for a lot of people, the reason they do a top set and then a down set, 2 reasons. One, they just don't want to have to do any more heavy sets because they're fucking bitch made and like that's it. Like you
That's
just don't
true.
want a 495 on your back again. I get it. That doesn't mean it's a good idea. It just means you're being a little wuss today. And the other reason sometimes they do it is they just want to show off. Like, I want to hit my best set on bench, but after, I don't want to see people watch me struggle
On
with
the next ones.
Right. Like, someone like sees you bench 315 for 15. They're like, damn.
Damn.
But then you're resting, and then the next one's 8. They're like, ah. You're like, but my first set was you show them on Instagram.
I don't know if you
I had it
saw that.
recorded. So a lot of times people choose things for kind of egotistical reasons. That's a bad choice. So for me, the most long-winded answer you've ever received to this question, I am a professor, I guess, is once you lock into that technique and that exercise, until you don't feel like it's hitting stuff anymore and it feels psychologically like a drag, go, go, go.
Cool,
So I
I've been
fully
doing it
support you
right all
100%.
this time. Told
Turns
you,
out,
everyone.
oh yeah. Boom,
Volume.
fuck you. Take that,
I
science.
love volume.
Speaking of, let's do another set.
Yeah.
And then sky high for the last one. Extra slow on the way down. Extra slow. Yes, just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Rack.
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, damn. Shit's getting serious. That's how it works. You want the attention of boys at the gym? Just do some lateral raises and they just come crawling. Hello.
Oh, hi.
So pretty.
So pretty.
Girls at home are taking notes like, okay, lateral raises.
Lateral raise. Check.
Throw away your notepad and your Excel sheets. The RP Hypertrophy app has all of your workouts displayed in one place with guided videos on exercise techniques and a program that evolves to better suit your needs the longer you use the app. All you have to do is follow the plan right on your phone and get the gains. Click on the link in the description of this video to get started. Two things left, 2 tips left. One is, I know you motherfuckers out there want to do shrugs. I ain't gonna take that from you. I'm not here to kick dicks out of your mouth.
I mean,
Works? Analogy works?
I guess.
I went through your head, didn't it?
Just. Oh, okay.
But that was my dick. So, if you're gonna do shrugs, they're dope. They're great for traps. I'm not here to do some weird science shit where I flip the universe apart. Technically, shrugs don't even fuck. Shut up, science, man. We're gonna do shrugs, but we're gonna do them shits right. And that means you're gonna have to impress Stacy at the gym some other way, because it's not gonna be by putting a ton of fucking weight on the bar. It's gonna be by doing the shit correctly, which is gonna require taking weight off the bar. All right, so most shrugs, I will demonstrate. Oh, sorry, before I demonstrate, you can do this technique with a straight bar, with an easy bar, with dumbbells, with a shrug machine. It's universal principles. We just happen to be using the hex bar because it exists and it's here. And it looks like it could be our friend. Hello, Mike and Dana. Will you be my friend? Well, sure, hex bar, but I just met you. No, come over and play video games and stay forever. Okay, that's weird. It's not even a funny joke anymore, Mike. Shut the fuck up. Okay.
I can't.
All right.
How do you deal with him?
You should ask me how I deal with myself. I have to hang out with me in my head all day
I know.
long. Yeah. And I have dreams at night. I wake up, I'm like tired of me. I'm like, fuck, it's still me. All right. So if you're going to do shrugs in a way that's effective, but maybe not the most efficient, You're gonna load like 8 trillion pounds on there. You're gonna make sure that Stacy across the gym sees you. And if she's not looking by that point, you're gonna have to do some grunting. So you get to the bar and you go, ugh. She's still not looking. But you don't want to look over because you don't want to look like you're simping, right?
What if Stacy has her headphones in?
You're gonna have to break a mirror or something to get her looking. In any case, once you start shrugging, you're gonna have to have minimum range of motion, and all the range of motion actually comes from all the muscles that aren't working, like your hips and your calves. You know how to do that, right? That's how not to train traps. Here's how to actually train traps. What you're gonna do is put not so much weight on the bar. We're gonna just demo with this, but for you to be honest, this is gonna fuck you up one way or the other. You are going to keep everything stable, and you are going to enter a concentric contraction for the traps, and then keep a top hold isometric for fully 2 seconds, and then slowly release the eccentric all the way down. So it looks like this. Boom.
These are the things I have not done before. Never.
Just like that. Make sense?
Yep.
Give that a shot. It's gonna suck.
First time, guys.
First time.
First time.
2 second hold, down slow. And rack. Beautiful. Now we're gonna put some weight on there to do the next and last thing. Whoa. Thin metal 45s. Have you ever seen these?
No.
Whoa, weird. And
Thought
it
they
made
were
a gong
tags.
sound. Today's final trap tip, more of an advanced technique that can work really well. You can extend any set of shrugs that you would like by cheating. I'm a big fan of cheating
I'm
personally.
also a big fan.
I cheat on my taxes. I haven't cheated on my wife.
Oh my God.
It's with men. They don't count. Right, Rob? My man. Tuesday was awesome, by the way. So what you're going to do is do as many shrugs as you can with good standard technique, just like Dana showed. After you can't do that anymore, you are going to use your hips and legs to propel the concentric. And then you're going to use your traps to stick and slowly burn out the eccentric. This is going to be fucking terrible. Let me demonstrate super quick. So you do your standard, up and slow, and up and slow. And let's say you can't do it anymore because this one just didn't go hot. You're gonna go boom, oh, and it sucks. And as a matter of fact, it sucks so much, I'm too lazy to continue. And now DLB will take over.
I hope I can do that weight.
Oh, look at your
think?
traps. My God.
I don't know.
I think you could shrug the world if you wanted. Remember, the big critical factor here is
So I
when you're
have to,
pushing them up, don't just
hold.
come back down.
Yeah.
Push to hold. It's like you're latching them up there. Yes.
Okay.
Let's get it.
So we're going.
Yes. Perfect. Yes.
Ah! Were they even up? It felt like I wasn't even moving.
Towards the end, it'll feel like they're not doing anything, but I promise they were moving.
Ah,
You got a little pump there?
yeah.
Gorgeous.
Are they out yet?
They're out.
I feel like I can just see them from the back. But I don't know how to do.
Well, so you're elevating. You got to depress. You got to tilt your shoulders down. Like, pretend you have really heavy dumbbells and just go like this.
Okay.
Then cross your arms in front of you.
Yeah.
Elbows down.
Elbows down.
Neck up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There they are.
Okay.
Huge.
It's no
The most-
Kristen Nunn,
The
but
most
it's
feminine
fine.
muscle in the human body.
The most feminine.
DLB, thank you so much for letting us waste an hour and a half of your time.
Fine.
Do you feel more trapalicious?
I do.
Would it be accurate to say that you're now feeling even traperageous?
Traposaurus. Traposaurus.
Probably the most dangerous dinosaur in the fossil record.
In the Velociraptors. I know.
Just fucking like this. Paleontologists don't know what he ate or what he did, but they just know he walked around like that.
Traposaurus Rex.
Yeah, he flexed hard. Folks, if you want bigger traps and you want to learn how to train super in depth, we have tons of other videos on our channel. The Scientific Principles of Hypertrophy Training ebook we do have for sale, and I'm sure you can pirate the fuck out of it somewhere on the internet at this point. I'm going to give you all the motherfucker.
Yeah.
You
How
owe
do
me
you think I got so
$37.
jacked?
Oh, God damn it. Well, at least the methods work. Folks, DLB is amazing, a living legend in the living flesh, than a person who, despite entropy's best efforts, simply refuses to age. You look at you ain't number 22, girl.
I'll take it.
I'm gonna ID that shit. You can't be in this club.
64 looks good on you.
Yo, real talk. I'm glad you brought that up. My wife and I were having dinner with some friends at the, what the hell's that called? Cheesecake Factory yesterday.
Ah.
And our waitress was a woman who legitimately looked no older than 50, but she was 68. And we started talking like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And then I started my usual bullshit, as you can probably tell. And I was like, what's his name looking like? Nick Walker with us? Nick Walker. And he's 30. And we're like, how old does he look? And she's like, about 30. And he was like, oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Jared was with us. And he's 31, and she's like, he looks about 29.
Okay.
And my wife is 42, but she looks like she's 15 or whatever, because the Asians don't age like us.
Yeah, they don't age.
And I'm 40.
What they
this
do.
is terrible. I'm 40.
I am 41. I'm older than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom.
It's okay, son.
And no joke, I was like, how old do I look? And she literally was like, probably like your early to mid 50s. And I was like, and I began to cry. I didn't really cry, but I knew it was coming because apparently I look old. Years of steroid abuse. And also being an Ashkenazi Jew means you're kind of born broken and old to begin with.
You just unleashed the secret of why I don't age.
You're not Jewish?
No, I'm not Jewish.
That helps.
No steroids.
No steroids.
That helps. Girls?
Yeah, no, legit. But legit, public service announcement, contest bodybuilding plus steroids will age the living fuck out of you.
I mean...
So if you want to look young and fit and whatever it is girls like to look like, stay off the sauce. But here's the best part of the story. After I told her I was 40, she was a very kind, sweet Midwestern woman, and she started to backpedal. And she was like, but no, it's not that you look like that. It's that you speak in a really mature way. And I was like, I know that's not true.
That's a lie.
So, yeah, I stared down a gun barrel for a while that day, but I just was too chicken shit to do it. So.
Good. Well, I'm glad you were scared.
Thank you. Be scared, folks. See you next time.